Hello everyone, welcome to the explanation. I'm Anku Jaiswal and this is the continuation of our interview series. So in previous interview, we had Miss Jayashree Rathi with us and today in this interview series, we have Mrs. Raisha Shrestha with us. So she has completed her master's degree from SIIT, that is Sirindhorn International Institute of Technology, Thailand. And today she is going to share with us the experiences and also the scholarship scheme as she got 100% scholarship for that program. So let's welcome her. So here we have Raisa Shrestha with us. Welcome, Raisa, and thank you very much for contributing in this interview series. So, for your kind information, Raisa is my student. So I have taught her in Advanced College of Engineering and Management. So thank you again, Raisa. Let's start with the interview series. Okay, so how are you?
Thank you, ma'am. I'm good, ma'am. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good too. So let's start. So this interview series, this is for our students. So already they have asked me to, cover some interview series from the student, those who have studied the master's degree or those who are enrolled in master's degree, that is abroad. So this is our second interview series. First was with Jayashree Rathi, so it was successful, and today we have second again. We have Mrs. Raisa Shrestha, we can say. Okay, so let's start our series. So first question is introduce yourself, like about yourself, where are you working, and other things.
Okay. So my name is Raisha, and I'm a computer engineer. Currently working in Advanced College of Engineering and Management as a lecturer and department head of BCA. So I've been involved in teaching to computer faculty students and also with their projects and so on.
Okay, so I'm really proud of you, Raisa, because being my student, you are in such a high post, like you are head of the department for BCA. So I feel very proud of you. Okay, so so let's move to second question. So this is from the questions that has been made by our students only. So their second question is, what was the process of applying in SIIT? Okay, so can you tell us about the university in which you studied and the year you enrolled?
Yes, sure. So about SIIT, SIIT is an institute which comes under Thammasat University. So it's one of the very best university in Thailand. And in Thailand, we have some less number of institutes which uses English language for bachelors. So SIIT comes among one of them. That's which is the reason why it also comes among the top universities. And the application process was totally free. So I got information about the excellent foreign scholarship in SIIT Thammasat and had a look. So it mentioned that it had a monthly stipend of 10,000 baht, and everything rest, like everything is 100% scholarship. So I had a look in the application process. For that, we need 2 recommendations from our professors or the teachers. So the teacher whom we take as recommenders should should have at least taught us in our during our bachelor's or some phase of life, and then the other one should be involved with our project or something like that. So at least one should be should have known us academically. So that was the requirement, and we have to write one statement of purpose. So those 3 were the documents needed, and there was no requirement such as GRE, but we need IELTS, which is not compulsory for application. So once we get selected, we can submit our IELTS score later as well. So once I had a look at the requirement process, then our first step is, as I mentioned, recommendation letter, statement of purpose. Then second step is to choose the professor. So so we have to go through the website of SIIT and have a look at the list of professors and the field that matches. So as per that, we can select our professor, and it's very good if we write an email to them, because after I went there and had a look, I found out that not every professor wants a student. So there are some professors who are already aged and they don't want any more students. So if we directly apply under the name, there's a high chance that we don't get selected because they don't want any student. So it's good if we communicate with the professor, and once we get a green signal, then only we apply for it. Otherwise, our application will not be seen by anyone. So that's a very major step, to select a professor and to email them and try to get a response from them. So that was the process. And the year I got enrolled is 2019 January.
Okay, Raisa, so that was enough information. So I think you mentioned about Excellence Foreign Scholarship, under which you went there. So you got 100% scholarship under that. So can you tell
Yes,
about that scholarship? Is that available every time, like or some particular time
yes,
of year?
yes, ma'am. So it's open 2 times a year. So currently, right now, that scholarship has open. So I don't remember the deadline, but it is open. And in under Excellent Foreign Scholarship, everything is covered for our studies. And along with that, they give us the monthly stipend for living. So from that stipend, we have to pay for the hostel, and by after paying for hostel, approximately 7,000 is remaining with us, 7,000 baht, which is sufficient for living, food, and everything. Beyond that, we also get an opportunity to do TA. So in teaching assistantship, we get to take lab classes. So we help the main instructor and guide the students. So in our respected subjects. So with that, we get extra money if we want to like travel or roam around. So some professor also provide us research assistant jobs, but it is not so easily available. However, TA is available for IT students. However, for civil students, TA is not so much easily available as for IT students. So I think that was the question, I forgot. Yeah, and the scholarship. So there's another one scholarship, faculty quota. So in EFS, we get stipend, but in faculty quota scholarship, they don't get stipend. However, it is 100% scholarship without stipend. So in that case, they have to do TA and talk with their professor for RA to get the money for living allowance.
Okay, so if possible, I'll be providing the link for that scholarship in description box. I'll take help from Raisa about the link and the university link which you will provide. I'll provide in description box. Okay, so I think we got the answer for that in very brief. That was very brief answer. Thank you. So next question is like, how was your stay there? Like hostel, college life, environment. Like how easy is it for a Nepali student or for being a girl or for Nepali student? How easy it is to survive in Thailand or in that area where you stayed?
Thailand is what I found is a very good country to live in. It's like everyone respect one another. So it was a completely different experience for me because everyone was so polite and humble, and so much respect to all the professor and teachers out there, everyone, all the students, their culture and discipline, manners. It brought a lot of changes in me as well. So whenever they see a professor, they greet like they also do namaste, but they say sawadika and then they greet like this. And it taught me so many things. It's not so much like it's lost in Nepal. So our students don't respect as much as they are supposed to. So yeah, every people out there, every individual kind of respect another individual and are very helpful in nature. However, the problem is of language. So they like almost 80% of the people have no understanding of English. So they don't understand anything, nothing at all. So because of that, I had some problem. However, in my hostel, we had a Nepali community. So almost 5 to 7 people. So they helped me out with the basic language skills that I needed to survive, like taxi drivers and shopping and thank you, sorry, and so on. So it was very easy to catch up. And regarding hostel life, it was very easy. Hostel was easy as well. So there was in my hostel there was separate boys and girls hostel, whereas in another building of SIT, which was almost 20 minutes apart, so there also we had a number of hostel list available. So hostel life is not that difficult. We also had a common kitchen if we wanted to cook. Otherwise, eating facility was nearby. However, some people might face difficulty with Thai food because they use different kind of herbs and it's spicy. But once you learn how to say less spicy and stuff, so you can change the ingredients in the food. So it's easy. So basic thing is living in Thailand is easy because it's cheap. As according to the money that we get, the food is very cheap. Like because we only get 10,000 baht. However, our food like lunch or dinner would come for 60 baht at max 80 baht. So that means we can survive with that money. So because it's cheap, it's easy to live in, and everybody is polite and helpful. So I did not face any difficulty.
So that was again enough information. So next question, I think she has already answered this question. That is, what all the options do we have while studying? So already she answered that. That is TA. We can do TA or we can involve in research works. Okay. So one question that everyone wants to know: what is the advantage of going abroad? Like, despite of having master's degree in Nepal, why you opted for abroad, or why you went to Thailand? So this is the question that most of you didn't want to know.
Okay. So first of all, before going to Thailand, I did not have a vision of why I am leaving. It's just that I wanted a change, so I went to Thailand. But after going there, I realized that I saw the number of doors that opened for me after reaching to that university. So it was the first step, and after that, I saw so many opportunities coming, like exchange programs or some kind of internship offers, and just maybe summer schools, and so many others kind of options where we could go to other countries like Japan or Indonesia, France, and so on. So we could multiply in so many other stuffs that we were interested. So I also got an opportunity to go to Japan for I think 3 weeks, but because of COVID, I couldn't take part in it. Just it was postponed. It was conducted online in my time. So otherwise, I could have had gone there, and maybe there were also other opportunities for internships and so on. So the benefit is that first thing is we get to know culture beyond our own nationality. So we get to know other people, their culture, their beliefs. So it makes our mind wide and open, so we can accept changes and realize that the thing that our daily pattern can be different and it can also that change can actually be good. So the first thing is that our mind will become broader. Second thing is a number of doors will open for us, so it's upon us which one we want to choose. So we'll have a chance to choose. So, and third thing is maybe networking itself. So we get to know professors, and it's completely depending upon us. If we like go and just do our work and return back, then there's no networking. But if we look for and search and connect with other professors, and maybe in future, if we want to connect with them for projects, we can get projects from them, or give some task or be associated with them. So we get that opportunity as well. Even our Nepalese himself, he completed his master's from Thammasat and returned back to Nepal. And later for his project, for his company, he again came to Thailand and had a talk with his professor and got some projects from there as well. So they are working in collaboration right now. Likewise, so there are multiple of opportunities, and it's upon us. Also, we also learn to apply for different projects or different grants. We learn, it's just that there are so many grants and projects, but we don't know that they exist. But once we know that it exists, then we learn to find and we apply and in that way opportunities open up for us. So I think those are the benefits, and it depends upon each individual.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
So I think that was the interview series. So one last question: Do you have any suggestions for your juniors or the viewers who are going to view your interviews? Any suggestions for them?
Well, first of all of us are confused during our bachelor's or regarding further studies. So if you want to continue your studies but you don't want to study, then like don't want to study a course, then maybe you can opt for a course which has less of a course and more of a thesis or research kind of thing, if you're interested in research. So it will help, that kind of course will help you to know what is research and how you research on a particular topic, and will help you skill on that particular on research domain itself. Or if you want to masters or to prioritize on your skills or knowledge, then you can opt for a master's which focuses on particular domain like data science or deep learning or machine learning and so on. So uh, you first of all you have to make a choice if you want to go for research or you want to increase your knowledge and go for that particular domain, like maybe work in IT or so on, data science or so on. So that in the beginning you have to choose that, because research can sometimes be frustrating, and if you are not passionate about it, then your master's life will not be so enjoyable or happy. So whatever we do, we should do it enjoying it fully. So don't do it just for the sake I want to skip or I want to do a master's and get away from Nepal or so on. Just think carefully and choose it, make a decision. And if you do a master's, you just learn to enjoy your journey such that it will help you determine what after masters. Because right now it will be like a getaway, but after masters 2 years will pass, and then I just don't want anyone to be like, okay, what next? So if you give some time right now and think carefully, then you won't have to struggle later. So that's my only advice, because I saw a number of students out there who were like very frustrated with the research life, and they sometimes also take 4 years for a 2 years master's course. So that can be frustrating. So whatever you do, you have to enjoy the journey. That's my only suggestion.
Okay, so thank you, Raisa. I think that's all the question. That was all the questions. If our viewers, if you have any question related to this SIIT program, so you can ask Raisa in comment box. She's going to reply there, or even I can reply there. So all the informations I'll be putting in description box. And thank you, Raisa, for your valuable time. So this was most
Thank you so much,
awaited
ma'am.
series, and we are so proud of you. So you studied in Thailand, you came back to Nepal, and now you're contributing in education field only. So we are just proud of you and hope all the best for your future. And thank you again for the interview series.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.